Katarina, Realtor in Charleston, and today I have my husband Trevor with us. And today we're talking about Charleston for veterans. Is it a good place for veterans? I'm having Trevor join because he is a veteran. He served in the Army, and we moved here right after he got out pretty much, so we've been here since. So Trevor, would you say it's a good place to live for veterans?
South Carolina I've found to be extremely welcoming to veterans. I have a few friends who I served with who got out and went to school. And they went to school in states not to be named in this video, but they didn't feel as welcome in the areas that they were living in and going to school in. And I don't know if it was the school or the area or the political environment, but what I can tell you is that I have felt extremely welcomed in South Carolina. And I'm not sure if that's because of South Carolina's rich military history. For all you 75th guys out there, Francis Marion, Charleston was his kind of stomping ground. So not too far away we have Francis Marion National Forest, which is a great place for hunting, mudding, just going out and biking, running on swamp trails.
Yeah, and we have a lot of other war history too. So the Civil War and the Revolutionary War were fought here. So all over there are different war museums you can go visit if you like learning even more about military history. With Charleston specifically, we have a strong military presence with Joint Base Charleston. It's a huge base located in North Charleston. We also have Naval Weapons Station in Goose Creek, so there's even more. And this makes it really easy if you have to get on base for any reason. You can go get your paperwork done, talk to the local resources. There's so much available. And North Charleston is centrally located, so it's not like you have to drive far at all. The next reason Charleston is great for veterans is the VA hospital here is ranked really high nationally. It's in the top 10 of VA hospitals in the country. I think last time I checked it was number 9, and that's really good. So I know the VA doesn't have the best reputation, but this one, he's actually going to, which says something.
Only when I need to go to the ER. No, it genuinely is in the top 10 for, I don't know, I guess they give out surveys to the veterans, and all the veterans in the area that go to that VA love it.
But if you don't like going to the VA and you have TRICARE Select, for example, there's so many more healthcare options. Charleston does really well because we have MUSC, Roper St. Francis, and some smaller healthcare providers. Another reason that Charleston and South Carolina as a whole are great for veterans is there are a lot of benefits. So while your income still is taxed here, there are income tax deductions for military retired pay, property tax exemptions. So if you're a disabled veteran, you don't have to pay any property tax. You just have to go online, fill out some forms, and you can get, it's actually a $99 service fee a year, but you don't have to pay property taxes, so that's pretty cool. You also get state employment preference, education and tuition assistance, vehicle tags, and hunting and fishing licenses for free.
I think that's just if you're disabled though.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you're a disabled veteran, you can get like a 3-year hunting/fishing license and your deer tags free, $99.
There's a whole list for benefits in South Carolina for veterans, so I can put the link in the description for that. The next great thing about Charleston for veterans is all the job opportunities. So there are a number of big industries here like aerospace, technology, healthcare, and many other fields that I feel like are very applicable to experience you may have had in the military.
NIWC is here, the naval base, the Air Force base. So NIWC is one of the biggest epicenters for government contracting, and obviously a lot of government contracting companies provide some level of preference to veterans either for clearances or experience working on certain kinds of equipment or certain skill sets. Anyways, lots of government contracting jobs.
And then if you're looking to go to college here with the GI Bill, the Citadel is a great place to be, and I will let you talk about that because Trevor just graduated from the Citadel as a Veteran Day student.
Yes, so I was not planning on going to college at the Citadel, but my beautiful wife said that she wanted to live in Charleston, so I looked up colleges in Charleston and found 2, the College of Charleston and the Citadel, Military College of South Carolina. And I gotta say, I don't think there's any transition out of the military into civilian life that would be easier than going to the Citadel. So if you're under, I think, 23, you can be a cadet and like do all of the military parade, uniform stuff. You don't have to go into the military afterwards. In fact, about 30% of cadets end up commissioning into the military. They have a program for Veteran Day students. So the only individuals that are allowed to attend day classes with uniformed cadets are MECEPs, which are active duty Marines who are doing Marine equivalent of green to gold, is the only way that I know how to put it. And then veterans. Veteran day students can attend classes with the cadets. And there's just a certain level of discipline that I think is much more present at somewhere like the Citadel than another college that doesn't have any kind of military affiliation. The cadets are more focused. There's not a lot of kids acting rambunctiously. So I think you'll fit in, and you'll also find that there's a lot of cadets that will look to you as a mentor instead of you just being that weird old veteran that is going back to school. So, I mean, the process for applying to college can be stressful when you're getting out of the military. The Citadel makes it very easy. Essentially, if you've got a DD-214 and you've got a GI Bill, you're in. They just expect you to have a certain level of discipline and commitment to academics. So they make the application process very easy for transitioning veterans. And then on top of that, they have a veterans lounge. So if you feel the need to get away from cadets and be around other transitioning veterans, there's a very tight community of veterans who are going to school, and I've found some of my best study partners were other veterans. I can't say enough about how much the Citadel does to really make veterans feel at home, both with the lounge. I mean, they've got a computer lab that is just for veterans. They've got the lounge has free food, an Xbox, Netflix. It's pretty legit. And then somebody who's dedicated to helping you with your benefits.
And now that you're out, would you say it's still easy to meet veteran friends here?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say there's a pretty strong population of veterans just because the joint base is here. And I think the Citadel does attract a pretty decent amount of people transitioning out of the military, and then also people moving back after their military service. If they decided to go into the military and commission, they tend to come back to Charleston just because it's such a beautiful area.
The next great part for veterans in Charleston is there are a lot of events and recognition for just veterans. So will you talk about your sailboat experience?
So there's a marina very close to the harbor that has 2 sailboats through Veterans on Deck that essentially you can just show up. I think it's Tuesdays and Saturdays or something like that, and you can show up and sail for free. So you just show up to the dock, and then it's a bunch of typically older dudes, and you can just sail around with a bunch of older vets. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a cool way to meet people. Veterans on Deck is legit.
Yeah, and obviously that's not the only veteran event, but that's just one example of some of the communities you can get involved with here. Okay, next thing is there are a ton of outdoor activities. I feel like you and all the other veterans I know love to be outdoors, probably instilled in you through the military, but there's so many water-based activities here, so active sports like, kayaking, paddleboarding.
Windsurfing is huge, surfing. The waves aren't as good as they are in California, but people still catch some pretty sweet breaks, especially when the hurricanes are rolling in. And then we've also, again, got the Francis Marion National Forest, so if you miss running around in the woods with a gun, you can always just go out there and hunt.
There are also a lot of fitness-based groups around here that you can join, and I'm sure there are plenty of veterans in those.
Yeah, there are plenty of fitness groups. I feel like in general the CrossFit community in Charleston is pretty heavily latent with veterans.
Or if you just like to ruck by yourself, the Charleston Bridge is a great place to do that. Trevor's certainly done it before because it's the only elevation change here and a great workout.
Yeah, so 9/11, Veterans Day, a few other days, there will be just a boatload of dudes with American flags and POW flags and all kinds of stuff just representing the veteran community on the bridge and doing different events to just kind of show presence and support of what our active duty men and women are still doing for the country.
Next thing is if you're looking to purchase a home, it's a great place to buy here because the demand is so strong for housing. So even if you're active duty, if you come here and you purchase a home and then have to move away, get PCS somewhere else, that home will be a great investment property because there's so much demand for rentals and for resale if you decide to sell. You get 0% down, which can help the affordability factor because, Charleston housing is not cheap. So it's a great way to get involved in a hot housing market.
Purchasing property in Charleston was definitely one of the best decisions that I made when moving here. There's a lot more appreciation I've found than the markets that are around other military bases, specifically more rural areas, but Charleston is one of those markets that's just really growing. Post-COVID in general, there's a lot of people that are looking to live somewhere that has a higher quality of life, and I cannot think of a higher quality of life area to live than Charleston. We have one of the best saltwater fisheries in the United States. Redfish, huge here, tailing redfish. You can sight cast if you're into fly fishing to redfish. There's a decent amount of offshore fishing as well, as long as you can bear the 2 to 3 hour haul to get off the shelf where it gets a little bit deeper.
And lastly, Charleston just has a great quality of life. So you may find that as a veteran, the activities you like doing are prevalent here.
It's very welcoming. If you're a transitioning veteran looking for places to go, whether you're looking to go back to school or not, Charleston is definitely a place to be.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed learning some of the things about Charleston that are great for veterans. If you're interested in moving here, obviously we're happy to talk more to you. Grab a beer sometime if you're in town. And I actually got my military relocation professional designation, so I know even more about the VA home loan and certain things that will really help you through your home purchase. And if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out.
She's also the best agent in Charleston.
He's biased.